Alright, so what's going on, everybody? You're watching JA News. Salute to you for tuning in. It's Monday. We're going to catch up on all of this weekend's activities, which did go down during NBA All-Star Weekend, which, as far as the game goes, I'm not even going to lie, I fell asleep on that joint last night. It was definitely that type of vibe, but that's not going to take away from all of the great sneaker moments which we witnessed over the weekend, which, quick spoiler alert, Nike and Jordan Brand absolutely stole the show, which we already knew they had a bunch of surprises in store for us, but it looks like they actually took things to a whole nother level. So we're gonna get into it here shortly, but of course, to begin, we're gonna start with some quick updates. So we got Joe Freshgoods getting ready to release his latest New Balance collaboration. So he had a very busy weekend, including several in-store events, including this Concepts Boston release of his upcoming 992 release, which they're calling Age Well. So many people would say Joe Freshgoods has had one of the best 5-year runs, which he originally released the very first New Balance collaboration in 2020. So as far as this pair right here, these are paying homage to that original release. I think a lot of sneakerheads would agree that Joe Freshgoods definitely put New Balance, on a larger scale or on more eyes with his first collaboration. And as far as this one, retailing at $220. We do have the EQL raffle live currently as we speak, so you guys have roughly a little less than under 3 days to go ahead and enter for that raffle. Now, in other sneaker news, we do have an on-foot look here at the upcoming Pharrell, Adidas, Adidas Jellyfish. So this is one that's creating a lot of buzz here among sneaker circles. As far as this take on the Adidas Adistar Pharrell, he's taking some natural design elements with the Jellyfish and bringing it here to a very chunky lifestyle running type of sneaker. So these are cool and everything. I'm not a huge fan of them personally, but we do have an update as far as the release details. So it looks like we got a September 15th as well as October 1st release date. Currently, price point is unknown, but based off the fact that we do have 2 release dates scheduled, I'm guessing one will be a soft launch in September, and then we'll see a wider release go down in October. So a lot of people seem to rock with these. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of these, but speaking of a sneaker that I am a big fan of, we did see Nike debut the Nike GT Future, which apparently this sneaker, the first look, we got it at some type of Foamposite Galaxy party, which went down for these NBA All-Star Weekend festivities. So let me know what y'all think about these joints right here. When people have been complaining about Nike's lack of innovation, I feel like this is a direct response. Now, I'm not sure about all the Nike tech and everything here, but as far as the design, I love it. I feel like this is a 2025 update of the Foamposite. It's kind of giving me like a lot of those 90s, late 90s, early 2000s Nike vibes, which, made me absolutely fall in love with Nike basketball sneakers from that era. So the design elements are all there. You kind of have this almost low profile sole. There's not a whole bunch of different panels, but rather just one single unit, which does have a bunch of different grooves that, present the design elements here. And as far as the Nike swooshes, they are presented here, but I feel like not in a obtrusive way. The shapes, the designs and everything, I feel like coincide with the Nike swooshes. I mean, just look at this small swoosh right here. And then the highlight would be the swoosh on the tongue, which I feel like flows. It's got a big tongue. These joints go crazy. I feel like you could style these off the court. They probably go crazy on the court. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of would be the retail price point, as apparently these are going to be retailing at $180. But as far as the off the court look, debuted by Wale himself, I feel like these are undefeated with a pair of high socks with the cargo shorts. So I don't know if anybody's going to be able to pull off a better look than these, but apparently we're going to see a bunch of different colorways of these set to drop coming up this year, and this is definitely a model which I'm looking to get my hands on just to shoot hoops casually and maybe rock them off the court a few times, kind of like what the AE1s accomplished last year. So I feel like that's a really cool looking shoe, and as I mentioned, one that I'm looking to add into the rotation. So stay tuned for more details on these, but these are definitely, I feel like a response to a lot of the criticisms from Nike basketball or just Nike overall. So I feel like these joints are going crazy. We got one more update to get into. We will get into the fit of the day and then our main story. So as far as this update, we got Adidas basketball. So they had a lot of different activations going on over the weekend. Of course, you got all the stars over there with, you got James Harden, you got Donovan Mitchell, somebody else I'm forgetting, I can't think of right off the top of my head. Oh, of course, Anthony Edwards, how can we forget? We saw some new Fear of God stuff showcased over the weekend, but somebody that I feel like is a little more under the radar as far as his relationship with Adidas basketball, Dame Lillard, which he's actually, out of all them dudes that I just mentioned, Adidas has a crazy roster, but he was actually the first person to sign with Adidas basketball back in 2012. And as far as I know, he's actually signed to a lifetime contract with Adidas. He even has a gym named after himself at the Adidas headquarters. So he's got a very interesting, strong relationship with Adidas. They just debuted the Dame 9 this year, and we already have a first look here at the Dame 10, which a lot of people don't make it to their 10th signature model. So that's something we definitely have to salute this brother for right here. This is the Dame Light colorway, and these are actually going to be dropping coming up here June 28th. So I would say I'm not in love with this shoe, but I do see some interesting design elements here. Most notably the Fear of God basketball to the low tops. I'm kind of seeing some of those design elements in here, which would make sense with the Adidas basketball team. But the most interesting thing about this upcoming model to me would be the price point, as these are rumored to be retailing at just $90. So this will be an interesting one. I think the price point, will attract many people, but will it be enough to make this one a hit? Of course, we'll have to wait on this one, as the Dame 10 is set to make its debut coming up June 28th. Now, as far as today's fit of the day, we got somebody, again, another challenger stepping up to the plate, which if you guys ever want to be featured in this segment, all you simply got to do is just tag me here on IG. So big salute to our guy, Big West, which if you guys want to check him out on the gram right here, y'all see the fit right here. A good pair of recently released Diamond Turf 93s, giving some good nostalgic 95s right here, paired up with a good classic throwback Nike Air jacket. So as far as this one right here, I got nothing bad to say about this fit. I feel like my man Big West, he definitely reminds me of one of those guys, which you remember back in the day when you would be lined up waiting for the latest sneaker release, and then there would always be somebody standing there who already had the sneakers on feet, but he wasn't actually standing in line, but more so there just to kind of like flex on everybody, like, yeah, I already got him. That's what Big West reminds me of right here. So I got nothing bad to say about this fit. I feel like it's a timeless look right here. So you guys know what to do. Fit of the day, drop your ratings down below, 0 out of 10. And also, let's go ahead and show some love to Big West, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and drop a salute. Let them know that you guys were watching from JA News. So that's what we got here for the fit of the J. Let us know what y'all thought about this one down below. And with those quick updates out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our main story, which of course, spoiler alert, Nike, they absolutely killed the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities. All the big brands were present, but I feel like Nike absolutely dominated. And I think it's a direct response to a lot of the slander that Nike Jordan brand was receiving over last year. A lot of people were saying Nike isn't what it once was. And I feel like as far as this weekend, they gave sneakerheads exactly what they want. They brought the chase back. They brought back the early releases and the surprise drops. And I think that's all of the excitement that the sneaker game is about. One of the big factors here is the excitement, the early releases, the surprise releases. So here we got to look here at the upcoming Jordan 4 SP Navy, which of course this is going to be a big one. My bad, SB Navy. So this is going to be a big release. The follow-up to the Pine Green pair, which I'm sorry to say, these joints ain't touching the Pine Green. But as y'all see, if you were in the San Francisco area and you lined up and you had the patience, you were able to secure this joint early. So that was a really cool look to see everybody, coming outside trying to get this shoe, just like the good old days with the camp outs and everything like that. So a whole bunch of people, as you guys see the line wrapped around the corner. Outside of that pair, of course, we got to look at the Friends and Family, that red pair, which again, the red joints are nice, exclusive Friends and Family, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, they're not touching the Pine Greens, but still a great sneaker. It's not going to take anything away from that shoe, as we got a professional skateboarder, Eric Coaston. I guess he signed at Nike SB or something like that. So he gave us a little look at that, flexing on everybody. And apparently, these are going to be dropping coming up here in March. So Navy joints aren't bad, but sorry, they ain't touching them Pine Green joints. Or is it just the fact that the Pine Greens were first and the impact and everything that release has? Let me know what y'all think about that one down below. As far as that, we also had Jordan Brand dropping several retros, which we did know the Flu Game 12s were going to be a surprise release, but it looks like Jordan Brand brought out some more heavy hitters. So y'all see the OG white cements looking super clean. You got the rare Air 4s present as well. So out of all of the sneakers that we saw drop over the weekend, Nike Jordan Brand hit us with the Union LA Jordan 1s. We also got the Foamposite Galaxy, which that sneaker is going to be dropping this weekend. We had the Kobe 6. All-Star 2.0s. We also had the Jordan Retro 3 Lucky Shorts, which are getting ready to drop coming up very soon. Again, the Flu Game 12s, which I mentioned. On top of that, we also had the Black Toe Reimagined, delayed release from last year. You had the Jordan 4 Rare Air, the Jordan 4 White Cement, and you also had the Rare Air Cinnabar. Now, that's an interesting one because this is a release which I actually had no clue which was dropping, but apparently it is part of the Rare Air series, and it looks like it is a women's exclusive drop. So that was a fun one, a surprise again. You also had the Jordan 5 OG Grapes. You gotta love them. You had the SB Navies drop. And then, of course, you got the Rare Air 1s and the Jordan 11 Lows, which those are going to be dropping real soon as well, a big summertime release. So many surprise releases. I mean, we were expecting to see maybe like 3-4 of these right here, but it looks like Nike brought out all the surprises. So that's crazy, man. Several classics returning, several great pairs scheduled to drop coming up here in 2025. Early activations for these All-Star Weekend festivities. So that was great for everybody that was present, everybody that was there in San Francisco. They really showed love to the Bay Area. But for all of us regular people, you know, who have to just sit back and wait for the retail releases, we got some great news concerning these Union LAs, which apparently rumor is these are supposed to have a high stock, and they're going to be coming up. February 28th is the official date, so this will be a great finish off to the month. You know, a combination of the classic OG Chicago mashed up with the shadows. You gotta love it. I'm still kind of torn on this blue lacing, but it seems like the consensus is that most sneakerheads are absolutely loving these. So rumored to have high stock. That's great news, especially based off the fact that, you know, the first Unions were so collectible, the resale price was so crazy, that this is one that a lot of people are looking to get their hands on, and apparently you have a fair chance. But again, you're gonna have to fight off the scalpers, the resellers, and the botters, but that's nothing new. We're used to it here in the sneaker community, so this will be a fun one that many people will be looking forward to coming up here at the end of the month. And as far as this weekend's big release, one that I guess maybe flew under the radar slightly, just a little bit, with everything that went down over the weekend, we got the Black Toe Reimagined. A lot of stories surrounding this release right here, but this shot right here just really captures the essence of just how beautiful this sneaker is. You gotta love the special packaging that came with this release, paying homage to that original Jordan 1 photo shoot. Is that little Air Jordan font right there really gonna throw y'all off from this timeless reimagined classic right here? I think this is a great sneaker. It wasn't something that I was looking to get. I mean, I'm not a huge Jordan 1 fan myself, but I think Jordan Brand, they did a good job on this, and they really exposed a lot of the hype beasts on this drop right here, because y'all originally were going crazy for this shoe when they were originally announced, but then once Jordan last year, the hype wasn't really there. A lot of people were turned off. We then saw the Jordan 185 Bread release, which again, at first people weren't really rocking with them like that, but once they found out the stock numbers, they really could care less, and people were going nuts for that right here. So that exposed a lot of hype beats, but even still with this pair right here, you know, all of the Jordan Brand legacy, the storytelling, the All-Star Weekend, it didn't still do enough. As this one, I guess you could pretty much still have these widely available, but who's complaining? Which, if you're a fan of this shoe, just makes it great that you're able to grab this shoe, and hopefully down the line, you know, maybe grab these with a little discount or something like that. I believe they're going for under retail right now on secondary market apps, but nowadays a lot of people would rather just get these directly, officially from the source. That way they don't have to worry about any of those fugazi games right here. So let me know if any of y'all grabbed this sneaker, an underrated Jordan Brand classic, one that dropped over the weekend, maybe flew under the radar with all of the other surprises that we had in store, but this is a great one, a release which we never may see drop again. So Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined, drop your thoughts on that one. And as we bounce, I did want to highlight this tweet, which I think was golden. It reads, "Black toes were grails 2016 and prior. Now in 2025, they're bricks and consolation prizes to the Bread 85s. Man, you can't make this up. Cop and rock what you like. The internet be fugazi. Laugh my butt off." So I feel like this is a great way to end off today's episode. Drop your thoughts on this one. I appreciate y'all. If you guys made it all the way to the end, drop a like here on today's video. That's all I got for you guys. For JA News, of course, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Salute, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Love.